tribulations, my heart, my balls, my somebody stop living, somebody come and get me. Little did I know that the Lord was riding with me. The dark, the light, my heart, the fight, the wrong, the right is gone.
Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Samuel Legger here representing Team JVS. I'm here to give you guys a non-spoiler, review for Wonder Woman 1984. I know a lot of you guys are wondering, is this Christmas gonna be worth it? You have Disney's Pixar's Soul coming out, which is very good. I gave it a 10 out of 10. And then you have this. At the same exact time, what HBO is doing is astounding, personally. I mean, for consumers, it's great. But was the movie good? It was. So let's go ahead and just kind of break it down. In terms of scope and a lot of different locations and stuff like that, the very opening shot, a lot of people thought the opening shot is on the HBO Max and Warner Brothers scene. That's not exactly it. It actually goes a little bit further. It actually deepens Diana's story, and it's a flashback and a callback, and I thought they did a really good job with the execution of it, opening you back up to the world. And not just that, from the different peoples that she interacts with, the era, like it's mainly shot in Washington DC, and that is in my area. So some of the different locations, like the mall location, the location when they're down in downtown DC, like it is authentic. It is there. I was actually there when they actually shot a lot of it, so I have to give them props for that and credits for actually shooting on location, as well as when they actually go overseas to a lot of other different locations. But as far as the spectacle and the visual immersion of it, it was good. In terms of the action, the opening sequence of action, I didn't like necessarily. It kind of felt a little bit campy, a little bit cheesy. That could have been executed well. But then when it starts to hit a certain stride, when you see Diana kind of just in her element without the Wonder Woman suit, and just kind of seeing, you get to see a very beautiful, like, not just her as a character and not just her as an actress, but the way they shoot her, the way they shoot her character, the way they show who she is now, what she is now, what the world has evolved into, and what she's lost as much as what she's gained. And I think that the way that they actually capture that from that point all the way till the second act, I think it's great. Like, I think visually it looks really good and it pops. This is a very entertaining film as well. Like, there's a lot of different action beaded moments in the second act that makes this very interesting. And a lot of things that I was trying to understand when I look back at the first movie, I was kind of like, Wonder Woman, for all intents and purposes, is a god. So why would she have to worry about a Maxwell Lord or a proposed Cheetah? You get to find that out, and there's a lot of answered questions as well as a lot of alluded things to the Wonder Woman lore. There is an after credit scene. You definitely want to see it, don't miss it. But in terms of the actual film and the actors, I think that Gal Gadot is on fire in this one. She is better to me in this one than she actually was in the first one, which is very interesting, because the first few moments where I was kind of like, oh, I was worried, but then it really, there's some emotionally resonant moments in the third act that really does work for me. There is an in-fight scene that is really splashed with CGI. I didn't like it, but I'm gonna say this about Kristen Wiig. I think that she does a really good job as Barbara. She does a really good job as Cheetah. And I think when they actually show the prosthetics and the actual prosthetics, I think it works. It's just the fighting side, I think they could have been executed a little bit better, or upward CGI, I'm not really sure. As far as Maxwell Lord, the first act of him, cheesy. I didn't like it. But then they started to do some things in the second and third act. There's some people it's going to be off-putting for the third act, the way that they resolve certain things with his character. But I think him executing it, I think that Pedro Pascal does a really good job for it. Patty Jenkins is in her element with this one. This definitely takes remnants of the old school versions of the 80s movies, as well as some new things with adding to the characters, as well as, of course, Chris Pine, which I'm not going to say anything about, but let's just say that this first few jokes I didn't like necessarily with him, but it flows naturally. The rest of the way, like, what they do with that character, I really loved. In terms of this as a film, as far as what I'm going to rate, this is a very short review. I will go into more in a spoiler review later on. I'll rest this at a 8.5, 9 out of 10. I actually think that you're really going to enjoy it. I'll rest it right at an 8.5 because I think I really want to see it again. That's one thing I will say. This has repeated value. There are things in this one that are fan services that you just don't want to miss, and there's some things that are just too cheesy. I think that could have been taken out, but I think that if you appreciate what Gal Gadot put to this character and what she's broken up to this world with Patty, I think you're going to really enjoy this film. So definitely go and check out this film on December the 25th on Christmas Day at 12 noon, I think, Eastern Standard Time, and let me know what you think in the comment section below for Wonder Woman 1984. You guys have a blessed one. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Peace, guys.